Warning, I'm on a journey to handicap home runs in Major League Baseball. I'm not claiming to be sharp, I'm not claiming to have an edge. I bet based on the 3 Ps, pitcher, park, and price. We probably won't win long term. This is for entertainment and education, and as I believe Mike said yesterday, excitement. If you like the video, like the video. There's no added vig for clicking that thumb. Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It is your host, me. I do need to shave, so we need to hit one of these round robins so I can get the mustache going. These round robins are killing me. Down 2.77 units, 1 win in our last 35 attempts at these parlays. This is why it is probably best to avoid parlays, chat. You know what I mean? We hear it all the time from people who know what they're talking about in the industry. Don't bet parlays. Well, here we are betting them over and over and losing over and over. Yesterday was a positive day, but it feels a little weird because it was only positive due to the purple prop picks. We won our Baltimore over team total first 5. We won our Dodgers 2 home runs. We crushed our Tigers read. Tigers first 5, Tigers over 2, Tigers over 3. We lost the Mets money line, and we lost the team total home runs for Cincinnati. But overall, it was a positive day for the prop picks. It was a negative day for home runs, even though there were 35 hit. But I don't feel like, I did anything wrong. I don't think an overextension would have saved us in that manner. I think I just was on some wrong guys, and that happens. So we were positive yesterday. We'll take that win. I feel bizarre today. It's a small slate, and there's some optimism in terms of park factors and certainly pitching, but I don't feel settled, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't feel confident. We'll say that. So take that as you will. Again, if you want to sign up for Novig, they are sponsoring these 50% deposit match up to $25. In order to get credit for using the code, you do have to deposit. So deposit that $50, get $75 into your account. You may even be able to deposit $25 and get, it doesn't matter. Do the 50 and get $25. That's the way to maximize it. And for every 25 signups using the code, we'll give away 100. We've had 14 signups, but only 2 of those 14s have actually deposited. So we are still far away from 25. That's all right. If you guys are not interested in using it, that's no problem. Today's outlook, like I said, is okay. We have Cleveland and Minnesota with the winds blowing out and 2 horrible hard contact allowing pitchers on the mound. We have the game in Cincinnati where we see the Cardinals crushing with the bats and Cincinnati failing to do so. Game in Pittsburgh's not bad. Game in Chicago's pretty good. Then we have some neutral spots, slightly positive spots. And then we have some maybe questionable spots down at the bottom. But overall, all these games are playable. So we'll start with the game in Cleveland. I'm going Brooks Lee for Minnesota. Stephen Kwan, and I don't know his first name, Schieneman, Davis or Daniel Schieneman. These are the only plays that I think have value. When I look at this, though, I am tempted to go back and add Trevor Larnach, and I think I'm going to, just for the sake of not being angry at myself. If I remember correctly, he's 470. I will probably add him back in, because I do think this is a very optimistic game in terms of home run production, but I think the odds have been reflected for that. Like Jose Ramirez is 350. I mean, even Stephen Kwan, he's below that 10-1 number that we usually get him at. So I will be taking a prop play here. Cleveland team total home runs over 1.5. This line must be 110 or more on FanDuel or DraftKings, where it is offered only 2 places for 0.25 units. I will update the odds as soon as they come out, etc., etc. St. Louis and Cincinnati, I'm a little confused about this one, partially because they played a doubleheader yesterday. I don't know what that means. I don't know the historical significance of teams returning the next day from a doubleheader. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know if it has any effect at all. Luken Baker for the Cardinals is the only spot that I think has some value. For Cincinnati, Ellie De La Cruz, Santino Espinal, and Blake Dunn are the plays. Now, the frustrating part about Santino Espinal last night, who I added as a late play on the second half of the doubleheader. He had a double and he had 2 other hits. He had 3 hits on the game. So the read was there. He just couldn't push one out of the park. So a little frustrating, but also reassuring in that instance. I will be playing, if it is 115 or better, the Cardinals team total home runs over 1.5. I think their bats are hot right now, and I think they're seeing this park really, really well in the 3 games that they've played here. So I'm okay with that play at that number. If it's slightly below, I may feel it out. So that's where I'm at there. Pittsburgh and the Cubs, we do have Paul Skeens on the mound and Colin Ray. I didn't see any value with Paul Skeens. He's good. It's just the best way I can say it. He's good. I'm going with Andrew McCutchen for Pittsburgh against Colin Ray. That's the only play in this game at 5-1. Chicago White Sox and the Milwaukee Brewers is okay. Weather-wise, conditions-wise, and pitching-wise, I think the emphasis or the advantage is for the Milwaukee bats. But we will play one Chicago guy. It's Andrew Vaughn at 5-1. I'm okay with that number. I need to go back and check Luis Robert. I'm actually gonna do that too. Actually, let's check him now. If Luis Robert is over 5-1, we'll add him as an official play. How about that? We'll do a little live play here. And I'm only checking FanDuel right now. So he's 450. So if we can get a 5-1 on Luis Robert somewhere else, I might add him. It just hit me. It just felt something. And I haven't been feeling good stuff in the air, so maybe we can turn it around. For Milwaukee, this is William Contreras. Why do I always mix them up? One of them is Wilson, one of them is William. They both play today. And in fact, I like them both to hit a home run. We'll talk about that in a second, even though I didn't play it as an official play up there. I'm sporadic. I told you guys, something's off today. The Contreras for Milwaukee, 460. And then Rhys Hoskins, 460. That's on Camby. His line was pretty bad other places. I got a little bit lucky being able to get 0.1 units on a Camby book. On Ballybet, you may not be able to. Don't play them under 400. Kansas City and Tampa Bay. I've got 5 plays in this one. 6, actually. Drew Waters and Kyle Isabel. These are red plays. Shane Baz has been lights out, so I am not eager to throw a bunch of bats at Shane Baz, but I think these two guys have value in this park. For Tampa Bay, Brandon Lau. He is the Lau, not the low. Jonathan Aranda, Cameron Meisner, and Yandy Diaz. All good prices, all good matchups against Seth Lugo. Let's Lugo. Lego. Marcus Semien and Josh Young against Jeffrey Springs. Semien, look, I loved him before I checked historical data. Semien has 3 home runs on Springs. So it's almost like I hate him now, right? Like I thought I had a good read. Everybody could make that read. Like 13 at bats, 3 home runs, just nuts. But I like him at 6-1, and same for Josh Young at 650. Philly and Washington is fairly optimistic. I don't know what's going on with Profit X. People were seeding the no side pretty heavily and giving us some pretty good odds. So these were best market odds. Again, you can see they're all Profit X. Somebody must have gotten on there last night and just bet a bunch of no home runs on guys and gave us really solid odds to the market. Nick Castellanos at 620. Look, guys, I don't want to bring it up, but a Pittsburgh Pirates fan fell over the balcony last night. If you didn't see it, don't find it. It's actually unsettling and terrifying, but if you're one who believes in that sort of thing, little Nick Castellanos in the face of tragedy, maybe you like him to go yard today. I like the matchup regardless. I'm just saying this on an attempt at humor, and maybe we shouldn't use somebody falling from a 20-foot balcony as a humor attempt. It doesn't feel. I probably shouldn't have said that. The point is, Nick Castellanos, 620. I like him at that price. Nathaniel Lowe, Josh Bell, and Dylan Cruz, 620, 540, and 720. All good plays today. I liked a couple more Washington bats. Go figure. I mean, seriously. What do you expect from me at this point? Washington team total home runs over 1.5 if it is 150 or more. It's a little bit steeper than those other 2 prices I put above. If it is 150 or more, I will play it for 0.25 units instead of extending to the likes of James Wood, CJ Abrams, Luis Garcia, Keibert Ruiz. Second half of the slate today, the later games. Gleyber Torres, 680 Detroit. I think is a pretty good price for his game in LA. I don't like a lot of the other bats, although Kikuchi is not sharp. He's not been good lately, so I think you could see some home runs in this one, but I didn't like anybody outside of Torres. For LA, Sean O'Well, of course. Always going to have Sean O'Well, it seems. Taylor Ward and Joe Adell. Boston, I liked 6 guys. They are hitting at this Toronto park like crazy. They're seeing the ball. Devers last night hit the wall for a double twice, painful. We had Devers last night. Painful hits, which would have put us even more into the positive yesterday. Not complaining, but it's reinforcing the fact that Boston does look good, and Jose Barrios did not look good his last time out. So if we get their 2 home runs for team total at 120, I'll play it for 0.25 units again. I like Duran. I like Casas. I like Willie Abreu. I like Devers. And there were other guys who matched up well against Barrios too. I don't want to play all of them. So just 2 total home runs. Keep it simple. Don't get wild. That's the play. For Toronto, I think Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Alejandro Kirk at those numbers are good. They are facing Tanner Houck, and he has been putrid as well. So I think you're going to see runs in this game. Now, Toronto's offense has not looked great. They kicked it into high gear last night, like second half of the game. Let's ride that momentum in. I will take a purple prop play, the last one of the day, the Toronto-Boston first 5 over 4.5 runs at -106 for 0.25 units. Again, I think the bats could be going in this one. And so I'm playing a couple guys to hit a home run. I'm playing an over, and I'm playing the team total over for Boston if the price is right. Last game I'm touching today, I'm skipping the game in San Francisco. Last game will be the Mets and the Diamondbacks. Tough loss yesterday. Oh, man, we had the Mets money line as a purple prop play. It was 4-1 going into the bottom of the ninth, so I kind of lost hope. And then they ended up loading the bases with 1 out or no outs. And I was just like, oh. And they were only down 2 at that point. They needed a base hit to tie the game. Couldn't get it done. So frustrating, but it is what it is. Lindor, Winker, and Soto, all at those numbers, 549, 64, 25. And then for Arizona, Naylor at 750, I think is a good spot here against Kodai Senga and Pavin Smith at 680. Now, let's talk about this round robin. I'm getting to a point where I'm wondering how worth it is to continue to do these. 1 win in our last 36, and sometimes we don't even hit 1 of the 5. I've mixed it up a little bit. There are 2 guys in here that I did not take as solos. So they were guys that I was really liking the matchup, but didn't love the price. But maybe if we can kick them into a parlay, it helps add a little value to it. Probably not. That's probably a horrible way to think about it. I'm going with the Contreras brothers. St. Louis, Milwaukee, Wilson, William. I'm adding Trevor Larnach, which I may add anyway as a solo play, depending on his price. I'll update it in the comments. Jonathan Aranda and Marcus Semien. Now, I will tell you, a lot of these guys are in the 400s, so this is going to be low paying. If we hit this, it's not going to pay as much as our previous. But I'll give you the same promise, all 5. What if I bleach? What if I go blonde? 4, 3. Let's just do this. Let's go 3 for a mustache. 3 for a mustache. Okay? 3 for a mustache. Keep it simple. 3 for a mustache. Our hits, runs, and RBIs was the bright spot yesterday. I said, I'm not tracking I will track them, but I'm not playing them officially. I'm not going to add it into anything. This is just kind of like an appetizer or a side dish or a dessert even. I guess it's at the end of the meal, so we'll call it a dessert. We crushed it. If you had wagered half a unit on all of these, you would have profited 1.1 units. Aranda voids. He didn't get the start yesterday. Funny enough, the worst odds, -132, -111, -107, those bets all lost. The longer shots, Urias, Wilson, Green, Shawnuel, and Jung-Ho Lee all won. So I'll take that every day of the week, winning the longer shots, losing the lower odds. So 5 wins, 3 losses. That felt good. I think some of the reads were really strong there. So far, 2 winning days in a row, and the hits our runs, RBIs. It means you're going to tail today because you see I'm hot and we're going to lose. But these are the plays. Trevor Larnach, Santino Espinal, the St. Louis Contreras. I wouldn't even mind the Milwaukee Contreras if I'm being honest. And then Marcus Semien. Only 4 plays there. So again, guys, appreciate you. What's Trevor Larnach? I'm going to add Trevor Larnach. I'm just going to add Trevor Larnach, and I'm going to look and see if I can get Luis Robert over 5-1. Those are the only 2 additions. I will update all these purple plays as we go. No doubleheaders today. Early start, though. So get your bets in, and we shall see you tomorrow.